Hey, this is the Chandelier Chic, and today I'm coming to you with a post basically centered around loyalty in friendships, loyalty in relationships, parent-child relationships. I hope that this helps someone out there because it's something that I have just been kind of thinking about recently, and I actually started my blog a couple days ago. It's official, thechandelierchic.com is up and running. Yee yee. Um, so I really wanted my first post to be about that because it was something that is kind of a theme that's been coming up in my life recently, and I just kind of wanted to share with you, my subscribers, my followers, kind of my thoughts on it. Excuse my overall ness. I just finished working out, and so I have my hair up in a puff, and my trusty sports bra on, and yeah, no makeup, all natural. Yeah, so that's why I look this way. So anyway, I'll start this post off by giving basically just a summary of my experience. About a year ago, maybe a year and a half, one of my very close friend that I was close to in high school from about ninth grade year on up until, like I said, about a year and a half ago. She and I were very close, and I think that she and I became close because within our high school um, we were very similar in terms of being, smart brown girls, being a little quirky, just being different. And sometimes in a situation where your friend circle has, the population through which you would actually gain friends and pull friends is kind of small, you do sometimes find yourself hanging with people that you would not ordinarily hang around. Shared experiences on different levels. She and I became really close, and we both, were there for each other. We had each other's backs in a lot of different ways. Well, as time went on, we split up and kind of went to different schools, and her needs were a lot different than my needs in a relationship. And as time went on, we just kind of realized that we were no longer as compatible as friends as we once were. And I think there's two reasons for this. One, I think that we became friends again because the population through which we actually picked our friends in high school was a lot smaller. We come from a small town. Oftentimes, it's hard to make friends that are like you when you are so different. So that was one thing. And then as we got older, because again, those differences, the things that kept us together when we were in high school were not enough to keep us together as adults, because our circles, the amount of people that we interacted with increased so much more. We were able to actually find friends that we were more compatible with. And then, looking at our friendship over time, we realized, this is not necessarily serving the need that I need for it to serve now. So with all of that being said, she was the one that actually decided to end the friendship. She felt like I was not as supportive of a friend as I needed to be for her, and I felt that she was not as supportive a friend as I needed her to be. And at that point, we just both, kind of went our separate ways. I was initially upset about it because I felt like the things that she was saying about me as a friend were not necessarily fair, because with all the life changes that go on, that went on with me specifically, I felt like I did the best that I could in terms of being her friend. And when I got to a point where it's like, this is all I can do, I can't do anymore, then, what else can you do? And sometimes we find ourselves upset when someone wants to end a friendship with us. And oftentimes it's because we feel like that person is not being loyal to us, not being loyal to the friendship that they used to have, not, remaining committed to having that friendship and having a relationship. And it's unfortunate that a lot of times we refuse to look at the situation from another perspective. For several months, I thought about it just from my perspective, like, what, that's really low down of her, that's really messed up, she doesn't see that I did this, this, and this. And then just recently, as I've been thinking about it, I was like, what? Let me think about this from her perspective. because although I feel like I was the best friend that I could have been to her, she feels like I could have done more. And although I don't think that I could have done more, I maybe didn't address the concerns that she had for me, that she had toward me, in the best way that I could have, because regardless of whether or not, I don't think it's true, I don't think it's real, you know, her the way that she felt, because that was her reality, because that was her perspective, it was owed that that consideration. And so, you know, moving forward, I do think that loyalty is something that does not always have to exist in the sense that we are giving so much of ourselves that we find ourselves damaged. Because I think something that happened with us as well, because we were trying to force this friendship for so long that just wasn't working, we both became kind of resentful, and we both became harsh. And you know, we have a saying in the mental health profession, you know, do no harm. That's what you want to do in any relationship, any friendship, you know, regardless of what it is. And I think that we were doing harm to each other. So she made the smart move at the end of the day to, you know, end the friendship. And, you know, and I'm glad that I did not, you know, really fight for that friendship, because at the end of the day, it would have come to the same conclusion. We can't be friends anymore. Um, so something to learn from my experience, we often, you know, again, it goes back to what I mentioned before about sometimes we try to commit so much to a person and to a relationship or what have you, and it just becomes toxic. And a part of growing up and being mature is learning when something has become toxic, learning when it's time to let something go. And that can be a friend, that can be, you know, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, that can be a parent who, you know, for whatever reason, a parent or a family member for whatever reason does not fit well into your life. Sometimes you just have to make the choice to move on. And oftentimes we do find ourselves thinking, well, it's going to hurt this person. I don't know how this person's going to react. At the same time that you care about that person, the biggest loyalty that you have, that the biggest loyalty that you should have, is to yourself. You know, for those people that believe in God, of course, God is number one. I believe that. But outside of that, outside of the good Lord Jesus Christ, your primary loyalty should be to yourself. And in the sense that, you know, you want to still be loyal to the other person, being loyal to yourself is a way that you can be loyal to that other person. Because if you know that you're not giving them what they need, you know that you're not going to get from them what they need. And if you continue trying to make it work, you're going to hurt each other in the process. Be loyal to the friendship and to the relationship that you've had in the past by being able to let go and, you know, keep the fond memories. And I actually encountered this a little while back. I had a friend, well, it wasn't my friend. Well, I encountered a situation kind of like this. These two girls had been friends for like, you know, super close friends for like a year and a half, and then they stopped being friends. And, you know, for whatever reason, they stopped talking to each other. And the one friend, you know, remained loyal to the friendship. She wasn't bad mouthing her. She wasn't talking about her. People would ask, you know, how she's doing. She's like, oh, I don't really know. We don't talk anymore. And just kind of left it at that. And then the other friend was like bad mouthing the girl, like talking about her husband and her family, just being, you know, just really ugly, just being real ugly. And you know, don't let me, you know, say that I'm a perfect person, because, you know, I can talk mess like the next person. But, you know, when you have a close friendship with someone, when you stop being friends, if you have a single solitary positive memory, positive experience that you can pull from, that you can remember that person by, in my opinion, that makes it well worth being able to speak highly of them or not speak of them at all to other people when the friendship is over. And to me, that is what true loyalty is. And that's the most that you can ask for after a relationship ends. So that was really all that I had. The full blog post, which is a little bit more detailed, is available at my new website, thechandelierchic.com. And I thank you for coming and listening to me chatter on about my ridiculous friendships and dealing with this face with no makeup. And I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Wait, so this I do is I put it in the air. I don't know the words, but I don't really care. Yeah. Like you don't care. Smack it, smack it, smack it, smack it, smack it. Like you don't care. I know you care.